What's good, my people? New York Giant football. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's coming up tonight. Maybe what's going on right now. New York Giants are playing the Pittsburg Steelers. Guess what's going to happen? The most likely scenario is the Giants are going to lose miserably once again. And we're back in the same spot. Philadelphia Eagles and the great Saquon Barkley. Fantastic. To you, here's that Barkley jersey over here, y'all. We're going to keep it here the whole season. As a reminder to a clown named Joe Shane that didn't understand the importance of captains. And speaking of captains, Xavier McKinney, playing for the Green Bay Packers, get an interception today. That's the money you gave to Daniel Jones that you were supposed to give to these two gentlemen and then some. When you start talking about $160 million or $40 million a year, that's a sizable amount of money for you to slice up the bread a little bit for some other individuals that you need. All right? By the way, if any of you people out here ever watch Inside the NFL, I've been watching Inside the NFL for plus 20 years. All right? When Phil Simms was on there and ex-Pittsburg Steelers coach was on there, all the different guys, Brother Brown, to the iteration that we have today. And Coach Belichick, the great Bill Belichick, former Giant defensive coordinator under the great Bill Parcells, said, I don't understand what Joe Shane's doing getting rid of their best player. Now, if this man's got 2 Super Bowl rings with the Giants and has 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, that's 8 Super Bowl wins as head coach and defensive coordinator with the Giants. I got to take his opinion very, very seriously. Joe Shane, this is for you. Okay, dude? You screwed up our team when we had a chance to win this year more than we've had in the last perhaps 7 to 10 years because of neighbors' presence. And the only other criticism is your play calling. And once again, if you guys, I don't know if you know it or not, but it was, National Tight End Day the other day. And all these teams that use their tight ends. And you can look up the data for yourself. Ask ChatGPT, how many times did Coach Daboll call a play for the tight end? Dummy. Because if the dummy did it, you might have a couple of W's that you otherwise might not, that you didn't get. You didn't get them. We're sitting at 2-5. We're getting ready to be 2-6. Pittsburgh going to put their foot up our ass. We got the great Mike Tomlin, which I would give anything to have Mike Tomlin as our head coach. He's like the 3rd longest tenured coach in the league at this point, So I don't expect anything out of it. Of course, I'm going to root for my Giants. My sheet has turned to dog shit anyway. I took Pittsburgh on the sheet, but I have so many losses, I'm not going to win any money. I'm going to root my heart out for the Giants. But I know that Brian Daboll does not put together a game plan that makes any kind of sense. And we're 30th in rushing yards, right? Meanwhile, Saquon Barkley, what is he, number 1, number 2 rushing back in the league that you got rid of, Joe? And then Brian Daboll didn't say anything. And then Mr. Mara had an opportunity to say, no ifs, no ands, no buts. Saquon stays on this team. Make it happen. And you were supposed to say that 2 years ago. And if you didn't say it 2 years ago, you should have said it last year. Oh, my God. Unbelievable what has happened here and what we're looking at. And you got a good team. And you have people that you could put together. So my prayer is somehow or another, lightning strikes. He utilizes the tight ends and we're able to get something done. We got few guys hurt, and I don't know, man. When things start going bad, the injuries start to come with it with the Giants. So it's like, you know what, this program doesn't look good at all. Louis Riddick, Brian Flores. Louis Riddick, GM of the Giants next year. Brian Flores, head coach. And at the very least, defensive coordinator. And look what he's doing in Minnesota. Look what's happened over there. Okay? And then, if you want to get crazy, let's do like some mental karate chops here. Let's do this. Bill Belichick, GM of the New York Giants, and Steve Spagnuolo from KC, that's the winning defensive coordinator for the Giants and the Chiefs, is the new head coach in New York City next year. So that's basically all I got. I just wanted to give you a little something, with this game going on and what the expectation is. I know that I'm looking at, the game has started. It's probably about 20 minutes or so in. I know what I'm going to find. If I find that the Giants are winning this game by one touchdown, I'll be shocked. It still doesn't mean that we're going to get anything. It just means that I'm shocked. That's it. All right, so listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all subscribing. I want you to tell more people to subscribe. My stuff is short and sweet because it's just therapy basically for me. But I appreciate y'all support and your views, and tell other people about it, especially other people that you might know are New York Giant fans. At the end of the day, it's always the same thing. Let's go New York Football Giants. I forgot to add a couple of things. One is that I have clients because I do a black car limo service part-time. And I had a guy who was from Boston, and he said that Brian Daboll was the tight end coach for the Patriots. I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked it up to solidify this information. But if that is true, Brian Daboll is a bigger fucking bonehead than what I thought he was, that you would not utilize your tight ends if you were a coach for the tight ends. All right? So that's one thing. And then and in the previous video, I mentioned the Pittsburgh coach. It was Bill Cowher, who I was speaking on. And Ryan Clark is the head guy with the version of Inside the NFL. Chris Long is my dude on there. He's always saying something a little bit crazy. I love Ocho Cinco. He's a good dude, Chad Johnson. And if this is what's going on, it makes it even worse that we have the least amount of plays called, especially in the early part of the game when you're trying to establish your run game. Sometimes you have to establish your run game with a passing game. And in short passes to your backs, to your fullback, if you have one, your tight ends, help to loosen up that defense a little bit. Then trying to make this guy stand into a 5 or 8 drop step back to try to throw the ball downfield and get as my boys say, ngots. Come on. Let's wake up, let's smell the coffee, and let's get some shit done here, Brian. And think about the screens that you need to throw in there, the draw plays that you need to go in with. You got an aggressive defense. Everybody's going to peel their heels back for you because they know you're weak. And when you're weak, you want to stomp somebody out even more. So they're going to come after Daniel Jones with everything that they got for every game that you have going forward. To either he fails so miserably you have to replace him. Drew Lock's going to last for only maybe 2 or 3 plays. And then you're going to have to do what I want to see you do, which is give me Jeff Hostetler Jr., Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, because I have more faith in him than any quarterback you have on the roster right now. So there you go. I had to add that little extra to it, and we'll put it all together for you, and then we can see what it is your opinion about this situation is. But as always, let's go New York Football Giants.